traveling safe. All right, I'll see you next week. Okay. Okay. All right. What time your ride coming? Oh, baby, got a whole hour. Yeah. Hello.
Very fucking rude.
Wish you had a professional business address and phone number instead of your home address and personal number?
If we can pull this off before midterms, I've wanted to do it from the beginning, from my first day in first term. And we were doing so well. We had the greatest economy we've ever had. Everything was good. And then we're ready to do this, which is complex and big. It's a big change. But what happened is COVID came, and we focused on COVID. We focused on COVID very hard with Albert, with the other companies, with everybody. Regeneron was a great thing. You know, we did a lot of therapeutics that were fantastic. And so we focused on that. And I said, if I pull this off again, the first thing I'm going to do, and you know, we've been working on this for 8 months. This is a very big deal. This is a big shock to the system. But it's not as much as I said. They're going to go up. The world is going to go up a little bit. We're going to come down a lot. But now it's fair. We're going to be paying the same thing. Yeah.
President Trump, in your first term, when you cut the price of insulin, Biden later came in. He tried to steal credit for that. Do you worry that the Democrats are going to try to steal credit for these historic cuts?
I really appreciate your question, because I did. I cut the price of insulin down to $35. And the problem is with many of these things, and in this case it's going to be pretty quick, but oftentimes you'll do something medically because of the process, and it won't be seen for 2 or 3 years. That happened also with, I could say 4 different things, but just if you talk about insulin, so it was 200, 300, 500, and you couldn't get it, and I got it down to 35. And I said, I hope I win the next election, because otherwise whoever wins is going to take credit for it. Well, what happened is we did win the election. We did great. But unfortunately, it didn't work out that way from a practical standpoint. And Biden, when I saw him get up and take credit for the $35 and even less insulin, that was 1,000% lower than what it was just previous. Boy, I tell you, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. So I did the best I could to let him know we did it, because we want to be given credit. But we are the ones that got insulin down to that number. And you're right, they tried to take credit for it. They had nothing to do. In fact, they didn't even know what happened. All of a sudden, the insulin price kicked in at $35. And they asked Biden about it. He had no idea what the hell they were talking about. But after they explained, and they didn't really explain to him because he was not capable really of understanding it. But when they went out and talked about it, they acted like it was a great feat, but it had nothing to do with him. And it continues, and we'll get it down even further. But insulin was, people weren't taking it, I would imagine. They couldn't take it. God bless you, Bobby. I hope I didn't catch COVID just there. Don't you have Paxlovid? What is it? Paxlovid. He's got Paxlovid. Give me a Paxlovid immediately.
While Nancy Pelosi is ignoring what you're doing for the American people, she's going after your administration for cutting taxpayer-funded healthcare for illegal aliens. Last night,
Who's doing that?
Nancy Pelosi, she went on NBC last night, dropped a bunch of F-bombs, told Republicans to go F themselves. Has she lost her mind?
We have done an unbelievable job medically. Just this, if you did nothing else, we've done a lot, like the insulin. But just this, nobody can ever catch this. This is the biggest price reduction times, maybe 10 times, 15 times, than has ever been given before. And this is going to have a huge impact. You know, as I said, Obamacare is not a good thing. It's been bad. And I'd like to make it better. I told them, I spoke to a lot of people, a lot of Democrats recently. I said, why don't we change it? We can make Obamacare much better. We could come up with a new system that would be much better, less expensive for the people and better. This is maybe the biggest breakthrough because, you know, when you're talking about the prescription drugs, that's a big part of it. So we're going to look. This is prescription, but we're going to be looking at that. We could come up and through this whole thing, you know, because I don't know, we'll probably have a shutdown because one of the things they want to do is they want to give incredible Medicare, the Cadillac Medicare, to illegal immigrants. And what that does is it keeps them coming into our country, and like they do in California. And no country can afford that. No country. And we have the border stopped up. We have it closed. We have nobody for 4 months. Zero people came in. That wasn't me. That's by the authorities who happen to be liberally oriented. But just think of that. We have people offering health care to people all over the world that they can't afford to pay. And that's the Democrats. And what that does is it brings people into the country because they want to come in for the health care. But no country can afford it, and they can't afford it. So we cannot allow them to charge tremendous amounts of money for health care for people that aren't even citizens. And in many cases, they come in from prisons, jails, and mental institutions. And we can't let that happen. So we have a big fight over that. We have a fight over open borders. They still want open borders. We're having a fight over men and women's sports, if you believe it. You would have thought they would have learned that it's not a good issue. And we have a fight in transgender, as you know, transgender for everybody. And that, when you talk medically, that's a lot of money too. That's a lot. Those operations are bad. So those things are also being discussed right now. I mean, can you imagine we're actually talking about open borders, and we now have a great border, and we have a great country. Our country was dead 1 year ago. Now we have the hottest country anywhere in the world. Big difference. Yeah.
What does it say about the state of the Democrat Party when they have a 33% favorability rating on average in recent months, and they're willing to shut down the government over healthcare?
They are shutting it down. We're not shutting it down. We don't want it to shut down because we have the greatest period of time ever. I told you, we have $17 trillion being invested. So the last person that wants it shut down is us. Now, with that being said, we can do things during the shutdown that are irreversible, that are bad for them and irreversible by them, like cutting vast numbers of people out, cutting things that they like, cutting programs that they like. And you all know Russell Vought. He's become very...
Dreading the lease buyout process?
You all know Russell Vought. He's become very popular recently because he can trim the budget to a level that you couldn't do any other way. So they're taking a risk by having a shutdown because of the shutdown, we can do things medically and other ways, including benefits. We can cut large numbers of people out. We don't want to do that, but we don't want fraud, waste, and abuse. And, you know, we're cutting that. But they want to have illegal aliens come into our country and get massive health care at the cost to everybody else, and we don't have it. And that's I would say the number one reason that they want to strike is to get illegal immigrants health care. And you know, Gavin Newsom wants that too in California, and it's destroying California. We can't have that. We're not going to let it happen.
Do you have a plan for dealing with drug companies that are responding to MFN only by raising prices overseas as opposed to lowering prices in the U.S.?
No, they're responding. I understand that question very well, but they're responding by lowering prices. They're helped by lowering prices. You know, there's a price at which they can't sell, and they're helped by lowering prices. In the case of Albert and in the case of Eli Lilly, the fact is our prices are coming down massively. You see, that's just a few of the basics, but they're coming down much more than that with many drugs, and over 1,000%. Think of that, over 1,000% reduction, and we'll show you that next week because we have some of them on the board next week where you have over 1,000% price reduction. Now, what's going to happen is you're going to have the market will kick in. This way, the market kicks in. The other way, it was just basically it was just a form of control. You were stifling the market. Yeah.
Is a shutdown inevitable? And how would you describe the negotiations with Democrats yesterday? Are more meetings scheduled?
So nothing is inevitable, but I would say it's probably likely because they want to give health care to illegal immigrants, which will destroy health care for everybody else in our country. And I didn't see them bend even a little bit when I said we can't do that. Okay?
Can I ask a question of Dr. Oz, Administrator Oz? If there is no deal reached on the Obamacare subsidies with the Democrats, is there anything that CMS can do to lower those, or to mitigate the increases of those Obamacare subsidies?
Not really, but we have time. We have time till the end of the year to make the changes. I know the president is evaluating, but we should have a clean, continuing resolution, get past this budget process as it has happened so many times, and allow the president and leadership some freedom to be able to put some good ideas in front of the legislative bodies.
Undocumented immigrants.
We actually do have time for that.
Not eligible for the health care subsidies that Democrats are demanding. So can you clarify, what are you talking about when you say Democrats want to protect their health care?
So when an illegal person comes in, a person who came into our country illegally, therefore breaking the law, and look, we all have big hearts. I have a bigger heart than you do. They're all breaking the law, and they're coming into our country. And we just, as a country, cannot afford to take care of millions of people who have broken the law coming in. We want them to come into our country, but we want them to come in legally. Now we have a strong border, very strong border, thanks to Christie and Tom Homan and the whole group. They've done an amazing job at the border. I mean, we had a border that was reckless. We had a border that was a disaster. They were coming in by the millions. I say 25 million people. You're saying less, but I say 25 million people came in illegally. And no system can take care of the health care of all of those people that came in. Now, a lot of them have gone out. We have over 11,000 murderers. We got many of them out. Many of those people have been taken out of the country, brought back to where they came from. In some cases, put in prison because they're so dangerous. We don't want to take them out. We have to watch them. We don't want them coming back. But if you look at what's happened in Washington, D.C. right now, it is such a place. I just drove through it. And it's clean and nice and beautiful. And people are walking around and they're not afraid of being mugged. We haven't had murders. We haven't had anything happen in a long time. It took us 12 days to make it very good. It took us 20 days to make it beautiful. And now we're going to Memphis. But I think we should always keep a presence here, because if we don't keep a presence, it's going to come back never like it was, because we got rid of 1,700 career criminals. You know what that is? One career criminal can give you a lousy reputation for danger, because they commit many crimes a day in some cases. But Washington, D.C. is an unbelievable example of what can happen. And now we're going, as you know, to Memphis, which was very similar to Washington, very dangerous. And we're there, and we're working along very well with the governor, the mayor. A lot of these Democrat mayors, you know what they don't want to have us do well, because if we do well, it makes them look bad, and they shouldn't feel that way. If I were a Democrat and I was a governor or mayor, I'd be calling Trump. I'd say, get your troops over here, just help, because the mayor of Washington is getting a lot of credit for what we did, a lot of credit. But the beauty is, isn't it nice, seriously, you walk down the street, you're not going to be mugged, you're not going to be hit. We had a meeting about 3-4 months ago, and I was saying to the media, how many of you people have been threatened or mugged or accosted during your walk to the White House? And they said, we don't walk to the White House anymore. But the answer was, remember, Brian, almost everybody's, look at this guy. They even attacked this big, strong guy, right? Didn't you get attacked? Did you? But, yeah, just take a look at the other guy, right? What happened to the other guy? I don't know. Those other guys are pretty tough. They're tough with a gun in their hand, right? And yeah, you were hit pretty hard. But almost everybody was. And now, nobody. Anybody been accosted in the last 3 weeks? If I would have said that 6 months ago, half the hands would have been raised out. No, we have a very safe city now. The country's going to be safe. We're doing one at a time, and we'll be going to Chicago. I told you this, sir. Union Pacific, head of the railroad. He knows this country very well. Started off as a very low-rung employee of the Union Pacific. He's now chairman. He came to me and he said, "Sir, save Chicago. It's a great city. It's going down fast." They had 11 people killed over the last couple of weeks. 11 people killed, 48 shot. That's not a city. It's a war zone. There's no city in the world like that. And then we have to listen to this Pritzker get up. I know him well. They threw him out of his business, and the family threw him out of the business because he's a loser. But we have to listen to Pritzker get up. He should call me and say, "Get the troops in." You ever hear that? 11 people over a week and a half killed, and I think it's 48, when you add it up, 48 people shot. And then I have to listen to a governor say how nice it is. It's a wonderful experience. Now, what is a wonderful experience is D.C. People are eating in the restaurants. They just opened 2 new restaurants, which hasn't worked in years. And we had it pretty good 4 years ago. We were just getting ready to do this, but we did it right. And, you know, we have a big victory in the Supreme Court. It's called merit. And so that includes the military. Our soldiers, did you see what they look like? These guys, they look like serious soldiers. They weren't playing games. And they went in there and they did a fantastic job. And Washington, D.C. is now a beautiful, safe city. The restaurants are thriving. The people are walking down the street holding their husband or their boyfriend's hand, and they're not worried about being raped or mugged or shot at. And it's been an amazing thing. And we'll do that in every city. We'll do them sort of one at a time. We'll do a couple at a time. And we have a tremendous force because, as you know, in recruitment numbers, when we put out, 2 years ago, when Biden would put out recruitment, nobody would join. Nobody wanted to be in the military. Nobody wanted to be police. It was just announced this morning. You probably saw my speech over with the military, with the generals, admirals. Record numbers of people signing up for the Navy, the Army, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, Space Force. I love Space Force. That was my baby. But we have record numbers of people signing up, and that includes police department, fire department. So, you know, it's been an amazing thing. Well, we're going to have another meeting next week on this. We have another great company coming in, similar kind of numbers. But we're going to show you some 1,000% drops in prices. There has never been anything like this in the history of medicine, and it's an honor. And Albert, I want to thank you, and I want to thank everybody behind me, because you are a great team. We have a great team. Everybody says you have a great cabinet. It's a great team. So thank you, Bobby. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody.
Really? Yes. You have a sniper lasered on you right now. Stop it.
For Portland, this is our mother. Keep it weird.
Portland is set to erupt right now. You have thousands of people out here protesting here in the streets of Portland, Oregon. Donald Trump has said this is war ravage and is sending into the streets of Oregon the federal government, and has said the feds can use full force against Antifa, who is now declared as a terrorist organization. Right now you have thousands of people here on the streets yelling, "Fight back" to the federal government. And here in Portland, Oregon, you have an ICE detention facility center that has been occupied by Antifa and protesters for more than 100 days. And assaults on ICE agents is up 1,000% since Trump took office for his second term. Who knows what will happen here in Portland? We're going to interview some of these protesters, and then we'll be going to that same ICE detention facility center where Antifa has one of the strongholds here in the United States. Antifa is now declared as a terrorist organization. Who knows what will happen? And now let's go hit the streets of Portland, Oregon, and go talk to these protesters. So right now you have the governor of Oregon chanting, "Troops in Oregon, we say no. Hey, hey, ho, ho." Governor Bash, what's your message to Donald Trump for sending the feds into Portland?
I had a press conference today. There's a statement online.
Well, could you give us one right now?
No, you can fill you in later. Thank you.
Oh, come on, Governor Bash. Is this what democracy looks like? All right, the governor will not give a statement. Now they're chanting, "Whose streets? Our streets." What do you guys think about the feds coming into Portland?
It's wrong. It's completely wrong.
They say this is the stronghold of Antifa here in the United States, Portland, Oregon. Is Antifa a terrorist, do you think?
No, because anti-fascism is an ideology. It's not one thing you can attribute. If anti-fascists are showing up against your administration, what does that say about your admin?
And here, do you think the feds are needed to take down Antifa?
Doesn't look like it to me. I don't know. I'm not a scientist.
Do you think Antifa is a terrorist organization?
I don't think Antifa plays any role in it whatsoever. Where's Antifa? Are they here? I don't know who they are. I'm just a proud American veteran who is fighting fascism. What's happening in our government is wrong. It's anti-American, and any patriotic American should be out here just demonstrating against what's happening.
The largest and most known fascist in world history is Hitler. Where would you rank Trump?
If you look at the first 2 or 3 years of Hitler's rise to power, he did not imprison as many people as Trump has.
So Trump's imprisoned more people than Hitler in his first 2 or 3 years?
Yeah, exactly. To what, 2,000-3,000 people a day? That's far less than were in prison during the first 2 years of Hitler in Nazi Germany.
Do you think bringing in the feds was necessary here to Portland?
No.
What do you guys think about Antifa, him declaring Antifa as a terrorist organization?
I think it demonstrates that he doesn't know what Antifa is.
Because these people here are anti-fascist, but the idea of Antifa as an organization, is that such a thing?
No, it would be like saying MAGA is a terrorist organization. That MAGA is not an organization in the way that Antifa is not an organization. It's incoherent.
And Trump has said this is war-ravaged Portland. Is this a war-ravaged city?
Show me where the war is. Point to it.
Not war-ravaged during the Black Lives Matters protests either. I was part of a Buddhist group, and we would go out at about 5 o'clock in the evening in Chapman Square, where at night there would be all the stuff going on. We would do peaceful walks. Never a problem. No one bothered us. We would see people setting up for the nighttime stuff, but it was all fine.
If this is war ravaged, like I said, all wars should look like this. This is my fervent prayer.
Do I look like a domestic terrorist to you? I'm a boomer. I'm a septuagenarian, and Donald Trump thinks I'm a threat to America? What's he smoking? He's a total fascist.
Ma'am, you're moving pretty quick for a boomer. Look at you. You got your polling and everything.
That's right. Got to move when you have to. You know, I got to sit back for a few years taking it easy, but now it's not the time. We have to fight for everything we can get.
Are you part of Antifa?
Oh, yeah, right. Am I against fascism? Hell yeah, but it's not an organization. It's a philosophy. It's an ideology. It's just an excuse, a pretext for the government to find a way to invade our cities.
So you're not a terrorist?
No.
I don't think you look like a terrorist, ma'am.
No, not lately.
You're moving too quick with the walker to be a terrorist.
Yeah. Totally.
So these people right here are anti-fascist. That's an ideology. But the group of Antifa is different. That's who Donald Trump has declared as terrorists. The organization of Antifa. The group of people that receive funding from groups to then go out and incite political violence against the opposition, as they are part of the group of in the organization of Antifa. Most of these people just have the ideology of being anti-fascist, which is not a bad thing. Nobody supports fascism, and nobody wants violence, or nobody wants a fascist dictator here in the United States. But the difference is between these people and Antifa is an organization who have now been declared as terrorists. These people, these old boomers right here, are not terrorists. They have the ideology of being anti-fascist, and they believe Trump is a king and a dictator. But I would not consider these people as terrorists. So you had that protest going on, and now we're heading over to the main protest where a rally from Antifa is set to take place, as they had been controlling and occupying the outside of this ICE detention facility center for over 100 days. And who knows what's going to happen here. We're heading over right now. All right, we made it here to the ICE detention facility. Here you have all the protesters. They're all outside of the ICE detention facility. Put the mask on, we don't want to blow cover too quickly. So this right here is the ICE detention facility center where they do hold illegal migrants once ICE has gone out and got them. And right here you see all the protesters. These guys, for instance, are all in black. They do not want to show their face. Those are potential members of Antifa. Antifa has had control of this location outside, occupying it for the past 100 days or so. And now this is set to be their rally. Let's see, they're handing out piggies. Little piggies that squeak. Calling the police and the feds pigs. Bubbles, not bullets, right? So why do you put the bubbles out?
It's an indicator, just like balloons. You watch where it's going to go, that's where the gas is going to go.
How long have you been protesting out here for?
Well, I've been protesting in different cities across the country now since they broke out early this summer. So.
What makes you so enthusiastic about protesting?
Because there's a lot to protest. There's a lot that's wrong, that's going on. A lot of people aren't buying the bullshit from Trump, basically.
What do you think they should do with illegal migrants if they're here illegally? For instance, because the last 4 years underneath Joe Biden, there was like over 10 million. Should they all just be allowed to stay here, or how should Trump go about doing that?
Well, first of all, I don't think anyone's illegal. I think that's just kind of like a hot button word that's used to basically create a us and them mentality, take away somebody's humanity by saying they're illegal.
And Jonathan, you've been covering Antifa for a very long time. How dangerous and how violent are these people?
Look, at the end of the day, the goal is to overthrow the U.S. government. They want revolution. They're here to destabilize America. They hate capitalism. They believe in Marxism, communism, and that's what they're trying to bring in and usher in right now. And authorities, the cops, these officers, this is the direct defense against any type of communist takeover, and that's why they're constantly being targeted.
I'm going back into the craziness right now, but before I get back into the craziness, I want to tell you about the sponsor of this video, Opus Clip. What used to just be an AI editor has now become the fastest and most powerful AI growth tool for all creators. Right now, over 10 million creators and businesses use Opus, and it's helped generate over 61 billion views. And Opus is super simple. All you do is you upload your video or copy a YouTube link into Opus, and it'll then edit those videos into viral shorts. That way it saves you hours of your own time. It's basically like having a full-time editor and a content manager for a fraction of the cost. And Opus recently just came out their new AI Editor 3.0 that comes with smarter auto framing, better variety scoring, and new captions. And me personally, one of my favorite things about Opus Clip is how easy they make it to reformat your content for all social media platforms, from TikTok to Facebook, you name it. With the click of the button, you can go in and reformat your content for all platforms. And for you guys watching this video right now, they're going to hook you guys up with a sweet deal. You get 1 week free and 3 months at 50% off. All I have to do is use code Nick Shirley on their website. Go to the link in the description down below or in the pinned comment. I promise you guys, Opus is a game changer. And now let's head into the protest, or what could be a riot very soon. Sun is going down. Here we go. It looks like right now we have a counter protester going at it with some of the people. Here we go. What do you think about these protesters?
I've been documenting this for 3.5 months every day, calling them domestic terrorists. And Trump finally labeled them as domestic violent terrorist organization, like I've been, and I have the record of it. Get the back.
Your name
You're
is Billy,
on too
right?
much. Yeah, my name is Lavelle Howard. You want the real name?
Thank you.
Yeah. How much medication are you on? Yeah. Look at what's wrong with you? You guys are mentally ill.
Would you say these people are mentally ill?
Yeah, they're mentally ill. They're on drugs. Look at their pupils. Look at all my videos. They're all out here drinking at night. They're all getting drunk. They're all on drugs. That's why they're going to get hit with conspiracy charges, RICO charges, domestic terrorist charges, and the leader is Chandler. He lives in a building right over here. He's the leader. I've interviewed him 10 times. The funny joke is everybody poops at Chandler's. Everybody does poop at Chandler's. That's what they do, because he lets all the Antifa members go to his house and they have parties. They get drunk. This is what they do. They pay them to come out. They pay homeless people to get drunk out here. So it's an organization. It really is an organization where there's plans being made. People are getting paid. People have places to go and shower and bathe. So it's an organization.
People have said Antifa is not an organization. Do you believe it's an organization?
100%.
And are these people dangerous?
Very dangerous. Most of them are they're on a lot of medication. They get very violent. You know, it's crazy how violent it gets, especially at night. It's gonna really pick up tonight. As soon as it gets dark, they feel like they can get away with the law, breaking the law. This is a third world country. At nighttime, I've been chased down these tracks. Like all type of shit's happen, bro.
I talked to this guy too. He's a white nationalist.
Don't touch him. Don't fucking touch him.
I'm not touching him.
Don't fucking touch you. We can be here just as much as you can be here, motherfucker.
That is true. We do have the right to be here.
You guys don't run shit, motherfucker.
That is true. We do have the right to be here.
You actually do not, according to the federal police and the Portland Police Bureau.
You bring the whole family out today?
Yeah, and I try and teach my children important things, and I think it's important not to deport people that are just living their lives and being families here, not doing anything wrong.
Well, what do you hope message gets portrayed to the federal government today?
I don't think any message will get through to them today. I just hope they realize that we're going to stand up and fight for our community, that we love each other and we will protect each other as this car tries to run through people.
This lady's trying to get through the streets. We're not letting her through. Oh, they're not letting her through.
That's the privilege right there, baby.
They're not letting her through right now. And now everyone's saying she needs to back up. This lady right here saying it's illegal for her to be coming through here. The police are stepping in.
Oh my goodness.
She hit a pedestrian. If you do not arrest this woman, you are complicit with this fucking administration. Stop scaring me. She hit a pedestrian. Are you going to arrest her or are you going to continue?
We can't hear anything.
With this bullshit
This
administration?
is wild right now. You have the police going. You have these guys mad at me for filming this. This lady's crying.
I can't hear you.
These people are mad at me for filming right here. This guy's mad at me for filming.
After hitting a protester.
I'm so scared. I'm going to bring my phone.
You're so Why are you not doing this shit?
Somebody stamped the car with Trump Gestapo. Not welcome. Now this lady's trying to get out. What's your message to these protesters, ma'am?
Get a job. Get a job. I didn't run anybody over.
The protesters wouldn't let her go through.
I know, it's ridiculous. Just let her go through.
Yeah, that's all she was trying to do, go through the road. And then she got swarmed.
Which was crazy. It's so stupid. Anyway.
And are you one of the protesters out here today?
I mean, I'm not. I just came to see what was going on because I know like, every time I've come by here, there have been like 10 people here. And now there's like hundreds because Trump signs, you know, whatever, invoked whatever it is.
Perfect day.
10, something 10? I can't remember.
Yeah.
He's here for some
And so
content.
now they're all here. Everybody's coming. It's just ridiculous.
This guy's mad at me for filming right here. He's just been following me around.
Happens, he's like so desperate. He's like so funny. Like look at him. Look at him right now. He's just so desperate.
Dude, I'm just doing my job. I just talk to people, and who cares, like she said. You don't need to follow me around if you don't want to.
Okay, so one question. Are you against ICE or not?
Am I against ICE?
Yeah, you're against. Are
I'm
you
here
against?
documenting what's going on today.
But are you against it? That's what I'm asking. Like this is a simple question.
If they're doing things illegally, yes.
Oh, interesting. That's fine. Okay, so you're not with. So you're just here for content. That's what it is.
I'm a journalist, so I cover issues.
You're not a journalist. You're here for content. Exactly what you're doing right now.
Look, I'm just talking to you.
That's funny. Yeah, no,
So you could have you do have the opportunity.
Oh, you were just like, oh, to the cop, to the lady, to this, to that. It's like that's not being a
Showing people what's going on.
It's not no. It's not being a
showing people what's going on.
No. But that's not being a journalist. That's
Yes,
what I'm
that
saying.
is. What is journalism then?
What you're
It's showing people the reality of things as they really are.
What you're trying to do
and
is
you're getting mad at me for
No,
filming.
I'm not mad.
Yes, you are.
No, what you're doing is that you're trying to catch content, bro. That's not journalism. You're just trying to catch content for people. You're trying to agitate people.
And what is journalism if it's not some form of content? Because somebody needs something to consume, right? And that's content. I'm not rage baiting anybody.
There is a difference.
But like, dude, I see you. You're like
reactionary content. That's not journalism.
You get bothered when someone bumps into you. I saw you, dude.
I didn't get bothered by anybody.
Yes, you did, bro. You're like, oh, like what the hell? And you're like mad dogging like all these people who are dressed in black. Like, what's up with that?
What do you mean?
Yeah, bro, I've been watching you from afar.
I'm describing the situation. We have people dressed in black. You're dressed in black.
Yeah, like you're like just like looking up and down, bro. I can read body language, you know, and that's what you're doing.
I'm
bro.
observing the situation. That's what I do.
No, and you think you're acting cool right now for your content. You're gonna post this later on and be like, "Oh, I was cool. Look me, and this guy's all mad." But in reality, bro, that's not how it is. You know how that is. You know,
You can't make money if nobody says anything.
That's it. Yeah. You could be a barber and like actually put something like put back into society. You know, go work at McDonald's to be more respected.
Okay, thank you very much. And what do you think about the protesters coming out here?
It's just they're running the whole community. The school got shut down. People are afraid to come out of their houses here. I want the beds here. I want the tanks and I'm just sick of it, man.
So you want the feds to come through here and get rid of all these protesters?
Hell yes. Yeah, how are we gonna have my fucking community back? Half the people who live here are afraid to come outside. Yeah.
So on the news, when you say that the people here don't want ICE or they don't want the feds here, you want the feds here?
Yeah, I want this stuff to end, and that's the only way to do it, I think.
I'm gonna head back in. We're gonna see what happens.
Right on, brother.
God bless you.
Stay safe.
What's the need for all of the black?
The need for all of the black is to protect everybody who is around here, who is also wanting to protect their identity. I don't want my face to be out there. I don't want these people to see this and then come and persecute me for standing out and holding a sign that says silence is compliance.
Yeah, because now the sun's gone down,
my voice.
and we just have people in all black, pretty much, for the most part, majority.
Exactly.
Are in black.
This keeps people safe.
On the umbrella, it says "kill yourself." They're pointing it right to the feds on the top of the building. It says "kill yourself." I'm just showing your thing. We're in the front line of the building now. You have these guys right here yelling, and you have ICE and feds right here just taking it. Sounds like they're about to open up the gates and the feds are about to come out. You have a bunch of them right in here right now. And they're gonna come through right here. Looks like a van or somebody's gonna be moving through. And you also have a Black Hawk flying around the entire perimeter right now. And what are you gonna do when the feds come out? They're coming.
We need a mass line. We need to shut them down. We need to be prepared to sacrifice at all costs. This is a red line. This is the moment to sacrifice, but be smart.
They're coming out right now. Here comes the police.
You get some punk bitches on the clearance map. Run the head and show your wife what a real family is. Hey, do that shit to me, you little fucking bitch. Do that here.
This guy's yelling at him now.
I ain't scared of your ass. I ain't scared of your ass. You don't know who I am. Your commander will pull you back when you know who the fuck I am. Bitch.
Now they're shooting over here. Now they're all retreating back. Now they're shooting. Now they're shooting. I don't know what's inside those little balls, but it smells like a little bit of tear gas.
You can't turn your guns on yourself! Shoot yourself!
Don't push the head man. Come get daddy, we'll eat some love without fucking.
This umbrella right here says "kill yourself."
You gotta leave this bitch for fucking PTSD. Ain't nobody afraid of your punk ass. Bitch, you're afraid to die.
Wow, what are those little paintball things they shoot?
Pepper balls.
Those are pepper balls.
They're pepper balls.
Sir, what made you want to come out here with the Make America Great Again hat?
Because I seen a female out here, and she was being surrounded by all these people.
And he's a YouTuber fucking liar. Yeah, I know your channel.
So this guy came out here tonight in support of the girl with the hat on because she was getting surrounded. So now she came out here. He left work to come out here because I guess he was worried for the safety of the woman. Antifa's really starting to ramp it up right now. They're chasing this guy out of here. They're chasing him out. You have all Antifa going after one man right here. You're getting chased out right now by Antifa.
I am. They seem agitated. I'm not sure what's going on.
Why are they agitated with you being here?
Yeah, I don't know, bro. We just came, tried to have civil conversation and discourse with them, and they started getting wild, and it started building and building, and got crazy and crazy.
Let's look as if they are surrounding us right now. could, like, it's a great opportunity for them to explain why they're out here instead they do this.
Yeah.
I'm not a fascist. What would make me a fascist? Because I'm not a fascist. What would make me a fascist? Feds are moving back out once again. Even the feds all have the gas mask on. These guys right here, I don't know exactly what group they're part of. Here they're bringing through the Fed vehicles. Oh. All right, they got one lady under arrest right now. This is DHS. This guy's asking for a 1v1. She's resisting arrest right now. They just pepper and sprayed somebody.
Fuck you! Fuck you!
So all these people right here are Antifa, and they're against what's going on here at this ICE detention facility. Who knows what's going to happen out here in Portland right now?
I'm Waleed.
You're leading this group right now.
I am not a leading of this group. They're anarchists. I'm Waleed, like a father figure. I don't lead anything. But I want to say that this is a preemptive attack on the American people. Of course they did. These are right-wing psychos. This is a preemptive attack. You right-wing constitutionalists cheering this on are fools. They're going to attack you next. These are globalists. And they're going to attack our cities, militarize them, and prevent resistance to super globalization.
They just came through. They just arrested that one lady. What's your reaction?
Fucking horrible. They got no business being out here. They crossed the federal line. They're just out here to bully people, and they want to make it known that any resistance will be dealt with. They're not doing good. They're not doing anything but making things worse.
You think that was an unlawful arrest?
Yes, absolutely.
What should the feds do when people do kind of start putting their hands on them, start resisting?
What should the feds be doing?
Yeah.
Okay, how do you even explain putting hands on people when the feds walk out here in a straight line and bulldoze the crowd off their own property? That's not enforcing legal arrest, that's assault. As somebody who lives self-defense, I can tell you there's nothing defensive about what they're doing.
What do you mean you live self-defense?
I teach and practice self-defense. I've integrated that into my life in a huge way.
So if the police put his hands on you, what are you going to do?
Police put their hands on me, I'm not giving them a chance. They're already too close. I know who these people are. They're dangerous. I'm not stupid enough to get that close. In fact, if you were watching a minute ago, one of these jackasses tried to run me over.
You have this crowbar right here. What's this for?
Shepherd's crook.
You have a shepherd's crook.
Yeah.
What's that for?
Shepherd's crook? This is for me. This is just like kind of like a walking stick. But also, I mean, think about it like this, right? You came out here wondering what that was, thought it was a crowbar. It's a shepherd's crook. It's a sign of peace. Jesus himself walked around with these. This is peace.
So you're just trying to be like Jesus out here?
No, I'm just trying to be myself. That's all I'm doing.
We're Portland. This is our mother. Keep it weird. We're together in the streets. Come out. Showtime. Jiggy, jiggy, moziggy. Get the f out of here. Portland, keep it weird.
See, we're wearing masks to protect ourselves from you.
I can't hear you with that mask on.
Take a fucking hint.
What?
Take a hint.
Oh, what's the hint? About what? Hey, I can be here.
You can be here, but you can't be doing that shit.
Do what? What am I doing wrong?
Taking your camera.
Hey, stop it. Stop it. So right now you have a bunch of people who are here documenting, just like I'm doing, and they are labeled as the opposition here. And they will not let you speak. They try to take your camera. This Antifa group out here, they say they're not a part of Antifa. They say Antifa is not an organization. Everyone's in the same colored clothes. Everyone is going after the same exact people. This is very much an organization. Look at this guy. It really does just... Hey! What was that for? It really does feel like you're just a little kid. Somebody just came and charged me from the back. What was that for?
Make me! Make me! Make me!
This guy was going after him. They pulled off his glasses, and he punched the girl back. And now you have the whole entire mob coming after him right now. Hey, what are you doing? Hey, I didn't do anything.
Get the fuck
You get out of here. Don't try to hit me. Well, I have
Get
no.
out of here. Don't come back.
Get away
If I
from
see
me.
you again,
Get away from me, sir.
Get the
Where are you?
fuck
You're pushing me onto the road.
Get the fuck out of here.
Let me move. Let me get out. If you're gonna let me get out. Hey, sir, stop it. Stop. What are you doing? Why are you so mad? I didn't do anything.
You did.
What did I do?
What?
I haven't done anything.
What? Do not come back.
Watch out.
You come back, I'm gonna fucking smoke you, dude.
Really?
Yes, really. I'm
Why?
gonna smash that fucking camera.
Stop it. Stop. Sir, stop it.
Stop sticking your camera in people's fucking face.
I have the right to be here.
Okay, did I say?
I have the right to be here. I have the right to film. You have DHS watching you right there. Lasered on you. You have a sniper lasered on you right
I don't
now.
give a fuck.
Stop it.
Stop
You-
sticking your camera in the face.
I didn't do anything wrong. You have a sniper on you right now. You have a sniper on you right now. Chill. For what did I do? I had the right to be here.
Stay right there.
I had the right to be here. They now just said they're going to make a targeted arrest on somebody out here, and now Antifa is all running. Look, they're literally running away. Now they're making a targeted arrest on somebody.
This is the first time since June they've been down here.
This is the first time Portland Police has ever been down here.
Since June.
Since June. Why is Portland PD coming down?
Because the president has, turned his hand and said, hey, if you're not going to come down, we're going to send the military and the National Guard. He forced their hand.
They have arrested a man.
You fuck.
What's the purpose of the light?
It's a cop light. They dropped it when he was swinging on a girl.
Oh, really?
So I just picked it up. I don't know how to turn it off, or I would turn it off.
Really?
Yeah.
He's got a right to be here, dude.
I don't know how to turn it off. It's OnlyFans.
Well,
It's a light.
Yeah, I can turn it off for you if you let me try.
I don't like having people touch me. I'll have you.
You're acting like a little boy.
I am a little boy.
What's the purpose of the light, bro?
I don't know how to turn the fucking thing off.
That's a lie. Give me it then. Let me turn it off for you. Let me turn it off for you.
No, it's good.
You're acting like a little boy.
I'm a little brat. Tell everybody. But I'm not a Nazi.
I never said you were.
Well, I know, but I'm not a Nazi. We should actually put that down. Hey, stop touching me.
I didn't touch you.
I'm going to insult you in about 2 seconds if you touch me.
I didn't touch you.
Stop touching me.
I didn't touch you.
You're just walking out.
I didn't touch you. Okay, he's going to follow me. Oh, look, he knows how to turn it off. What are you doing? Why are you following me around?
Well, you're following people around with their camera.
I'm not following anybody around with a camera.
You don't have a camera and you're not
I have a camera. I can walk around just like all these other people. I can walk around. Hey, don't touch me.
I'm not.
Look, you just touched me. God.
Touch me.
I didn't touch you.
No.
Look, all these people have cameras too. Go after them.
They seem all right.
Okay, cool.
You kind of look like Kirk. It bothers me.
Oh, that bothers me.
Freedom of speech, right?
Yep, freedom of
Right.
speech.
Uh-oh, don't touch that thing.
I didn't touch it.
I got a left like a motherfucker, and they'll pick you up with teeth.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't
really.
touch you.
I'm not saying you did. I'm saying don't touch it.
I won't touch you.
Yeah.
Pete Hegseth makes a major announcement regarding military fitness standards. Secondly, Hakeem Jeffries is big mad regarding President Trump's Truth Social posts, and Democrats still do not have an answer when it comes to cracking down on crime.
I want my son serving alongside troops who are out of shape, or in combat unit with females who can't meet the same combat arms physical standards as men, or troops who are not fully proficient on their assigned weapons, platform, or task, or under a leader who was the first, but not the best. Standards must be uniform, gender neutral, and high. If not, they're not standards. They're just suggestions. Suggestions that get our sons and daughters killed. When it comes to combat arms units, and there are many different stripes across our joint force, the era of politically correct, overly sensitive, don't hurt anyone's feelings leadership ends right now. At every level, either you can meet the standard, either you can do the job, either you are disciplined, fit, and trained, or you are out. And that's why today, at my direction, and this is the first of 10 Department of War directives that are arriving at your commands as we speak and in your inbox. Today, at my direction, each service will ensure that every requirement for every combat MOS for every designated combat arms position returns to the highest male standard only. Because this job is life or death.
All right, so bottom line up front to what happened today during this speech. Hegseth probably delivered one of the best speeches I've heard from him. And the reason why is because it's based on something that he kept repeating. High standards. They need to be reinforced back into the military. It's really a twofold situation. There's a physical standard that has been compromised over many years due to politics, DEI, woke ideology, and quotas. And then there is allowing the leadership to enforce those high standards. Because again, under the Biden administration, if you were enforcing high standards, they probably start accusing you of discrimination, harassment, hate speech, all this stuff, right? And he wants to get back to allowing leaders to enforce those high standards and also implementing high standards. I'm gonna get more into this, but I just want to tell you what the bottom line is up front. Now, here's CNN reacting to this speech, and I think you're gonna experience here how they are basically trying to undermine what Hegseth was saying. Take a listen.
You're watching Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth addressing a gathering of generals and admirals in Quantico, Virginia. The speech so far seems to be addressed, he says, on promoting the right culture inside the military, the correct personnel. He also made the claim that it should have apolitical leaders. He did seem to promote his own book. He said this speech is about ending the war on warriors, coincidentally or not, the title of a book by Pete Hegseth. And he then proceeded, as he is now, I think, to talk about changing the culture in the military. He said for too long it's been dependent on race and gender and ideology.
All right, so what you see here on the screen is a copy of the implementation guide. This is public knowledge. It's just telling commanders, hey, on the right side of the screen, these are the combat specialties that we are talking about as it pertains to the combat fitness tests. And then on the left, you see the different events that the soldiers have to do. And then at the bottom there, it tells you the when, June 1st, 2025, it goes into effect this year, which already passed, January 1st of 2026, the combat positions, the new scoring system goes into effect, meaning there is no male or female. It's one neutral-based scoring system. But they still obviously modify it based on your age. So I did confirm that. And I think the most important thing for me as I continue to read about this is this directive that was released as well. Right here it says, soldiers in combat specialties who pass the AFT general standard but do not achieve the AFT combat standard will be subject to in-service reclassification or utilization according to the needs of the Army. Meaning what? Not only did the Secretary of War change the standards, okay? But what he is saying is if you don't meet these standards, then you'll just go do a different job in the military. You won't be in a combat position anymore. I actually love that. Now, here's more of what the Secretary had to say. Take a listen.
This, and I want to be very clear about this, this is not about preventing women from serving. We very much value the impact of female troops. Our female officers and NCOs are the absolute best in the world. But when it comes to any job that requires physical power to perform in combat, those physical standards must be high and gender neutral. If women can make it, excellent. If not, it is what it is. If that means no women qualify for some combat jobs, so be it. That is not the intent, but it could be the result, so be it. It will also mean that weak men won't qualify because we're not playing games. This is combat. This is life or death. As we all know, this is you versus an enemy hell-bent on killing you. To be an effective, lethal fighting force, you must trust that the warrior alongside you in battle is capable, truly physically capable of doing what is necessary under fire. You know, this is the only standard you would want for your kids and for your grandkids.
Now, since we're talking about healthcare, I think it's very important for me to at least bring this up. The Medicare annual enrollment period is now here. And you know what that means? There's plenty of seniors out there that are going to feel confused when it comes to picking the right plan that fits their needs. And guess what? These brokers out here are praying for that because that means they're going to make more money and then give you a plan that doesn't work for you. It doesn't matter whether you're on Medicare or you're, I don't understand what's wrong with that.
And gender neutral. If women can make it, excellent. If not, It is what it is. If that means no women qualify for some combat jobs, so be it. That is not the intent, but it could be the result, so be it. It will also mean that weak men won't qualify because we're not playing games. This is combat. This is life or death. As we all know, this is you versus an enemy hell-bent on killing you. To be an effective, lethal fighting force, you must trust that the warrior alongside you in battle is capable, truly physically capable of doing what is necessary under fire. You know, this is the only standard you would want for your kids and for your grandkids.
Now, since we're talking about healthcare, I think it's very important for me to at least bring this up. The Medicare annual enrollment period is now here. And you know what that means? There's plenty of seniors out there that are going to feel confused when it comes to picking the right plan that fits their needs. And guess what? These brokers out here are praying for that, because that means they're going to make more money and then give you a plan that doesn't work for you. It doesn't matter whether you're on Medicare or you're about to get on it. Wouldn't it make sense to speak to a trusted advisor? That's why I'm encouraging you to call Chapter today. In under 20 minutes, which is completely free, by the way, they'll show you every single plan out there, compare them with you, and then recommend the one that fits your situation. Get this. I had to write this down because I don't want to miss this. Susie, who listens to my show, she wrote in to say that Chapter found her a new prescription plan that saves, and I'm going to add on to what the Secretary of War was just saying, because the bottom line is this. I don't know, when I served in the military, many females, maybe one or two, okay, that I actually came across who actually wanted to serve in a combat position, okay? Now, when I went to officer candidate school, there was one female that I knew that was seeking to get into infantry, and she did. She actually became an Army Ranger. Now, to my understanding, and this is not to minimize her service, the standards were compromised to allow women like her to pass the Army Ranger school. That is the bottom line. That's why my wife is always like, I don't understand why women want to do that. It just doesn't make any sense. I agree. But this is the world that we live in. Now, that doesn't mean they can't serve in the military. Of course they can.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to see pushback to this. I think a lot about the Vietnam War, which was sort of a moment in you know, an end of discriminate. You know, there was much, the Army really focused on making an anti-discrimination, and they ended up really helping the Army in a lot of different ways, because people were a lot, you know, it was just a much more egalitarian force, and it ended up being really great for the military. I mean, woke doesn't come from recent, it comes from experience in the military. So I do think this is kind of bizarre. And if you think about, like, you know, Winston Churchill, the idea that people have to be thin in order to run the military seems kind of wild.
Yeah. Well, we're about to get to what Trump had to say, because he's just entertaining as usual. Let me just say this really quickly. People like her is why the military became soft to begin with. Okay, so this is the United States of America. Okay, we are supposed to be the most lethal fighting force in the entire world. And if you have overweight, fat 4-star generals trying to enact policies for privates and NCOs, that just isn't going to work. It's one of the biggest pet peeves from all NCOs, by the way, on the enlisted side, when they see officers. This is why usually officers are held to a higher standard physically. And the reality is, it's an appearance. It's like seeing a cop who's overweight. No one wants to see that. It's like seeing a firefighter who's overweight. No one wants to see that. Right? People want to know that when they look at the leader, that the leader is just in shape as they are. I don't understand what's wrong with that. But a good thing she's not in charge of the military. Now, let's get to something that'll make you laugh. Here's the president when he's leaving the White House to go to this speech. Here's what he had to say. Take a listen.
So I'm going over. I'm going to be meeting with generals and with admirals and with leaders. And if I don't like somebody, I'm going to fire him right on the spot.
I think a lot of times he just says these things to get attention, right? And people take him too seriously. I mean, I think that's the problem with people on the left. They're overly serious about everything that comes out of his mouth. And I just don't think that's the way we should be living our lives. Okay, there's time to be serious and times to just laugh. It's okay. All right. Now, obviously, during this speech, and as I told you guys, mainstream media will continue to undermine all of this because they don't care about the standards in the military. They are continuing to be obsessed with woke ideology. And so what CNN did is they brought on a retired brigadier general to basically do what I just said, minimize everything that Pete Hegseth had to say, including ignoring the merits of what the Secretary of War had to say. Take a listen.
The other thing that he talked about was changing the culture and, talking about accountability and responsibility. I mean, there's nothing like being lectured by a reserve major, been in the military for 20 years, and about things like that. I mean, these guys can write books about their service and their sacrifice and the bravery that they have shown. And if you talk about accountability and responsibility, he needs to start with himself. He should have resigned after the Signalgate disaster, where he shared our classified secrets on an unsecure line. Every single person in that room knows that they would have been fired had they done the same thing. So, I mean, this is really a sad moment in our history. I think that this speech and what's going on right now is probably going to turn into a political rally for President Trump. But it's really all about trying to get the military to kowtow to them and their will. And unfortunately, I think we're going to just see a lot of that for the next hour or so.
It sounds like when you listen to him, it's all doom and gloom, right? See, this is what I'm continuing to observe. What people who disagree with this administration, what they tend to do is to ignore the merits of what's being said. They get lost in the semantics of everything. And in most cases, they go into character assassination mode. And they forget about, is the Secretary of War actually making a good point here? The merits of what Pete Hegseth is saying is spot on. Every NCO, I would like to think at least 95% of them are clapping their hands and screaming at the top of their lungs, especially the ones that are serving in combat positions. They love this. But that brigadier general doesn't care about that. And that's the problem in the military. Sometimes these generals, they get so high, they get disconnected from reality. They forgot what it was like to be a private. So I commend Hegseth for doing this, but of course they're not going to agree with us. That is mainstream media. Now here is President Trump. One of these clips from him, I think, sums up what this entire situation was all about. Take a listen.
We're bringing back a focus on fitness, ability, character, and strength. And that's because the purposes of American military is not to protect anyone's feelings. It's to protect our republic. And it's the republic that we dearly love. It's to protect our country. We will not be politically correct when it comes to defending American freedom. And we will be a fighting and winning machine. We want to fight, we want to win, and we want to fight as little as possible. You have to count on people like me to keep you out of wars because we don't want to go into war.
Okay, so now we head to our next update, and that is regarding the government shutdown. But not necessarily the nuts and bolts of it. Some of this childish reaction from Democrats as a result of what the president posted on Truth Social, where he was pretty much using AI to mock Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer. I found it truly hilarious. And I can't play it because the music in there is going to put a strike on my channel. But let's first hear what Hakeem Jeffries had to say about that video. Take a listen.
Mr. President, the next time you have something to say about me, don't cop out through a racist and fake AI video. When I'm back in the Oval Office, say it to my face. Say it to my face.
Now, what you see here on the screen is a thumbnail of that video. You guys go watch it yourself. Again, I can't because of copyright reasons here. But bottom line is this. This is another example of the president dictating and controlling the Democrat Party. He puts this up yesterday. Then they go run this morning to do a press conference and basically push back at the president. And here's the interesting thing about all this. If what the president is doing is childish, offensive, ridiculous, as they may say, why do you guys react the same way then? That's what I don't understand. If you despise what the president is putting on Truth Social, why do you give it any attention? Why do you amplify it? Wouldn't you be focused on things that are more important? Of course not. You know why? Because we're talking about weak leaders in the Democrat Party. And guess who's now exposing them for being weak leaders? Their own party, according to CNN. Take a listen.
Why is it that the Democrats, in my mind, are facing more pressure, those Democratic leaders? And that is because their base thinks that their party leaders are weak weak. Look at this. Democrats on who has strong leaders. Look at this. 54% say neither party, 54% of Democrats say neither party has strong leaders. Among Republicans, 80% of their base thinks Republicans have strong leaders. Yet among Democrats, just 35% of Democrats say their party has strong leaders. When you add together this 54% with this 11%, we're talking about 2/3 of Democrats who say neither party or Republicans have stronger leaders, as compared to just 35% who say their own parties have strong leaders. As I said at the top, weak is how Democrats view their leaders in Washington.
I mean, after that poll from CNN, what else is there to say? Right? And that's the problem. I mean, they literally are in reaction mode every single time the president says something. And then their base no longer believes in them because they radicalize their base to a certain extent. They try to program their base to believe that the president is Nazi. He's a Nazi and he's Hitler. And when they don't do things that match that Hitler energy, the base starts scratching their head like, hey, what is going on here? So it's really a sad situation overall. And what's even sadder is Hakeem Jeffries went on an interview this morning on CNBC. And first he says that the Democrats don't want to shut down the government. Then he admits they do want to shut down the government. And I just think this is another great example of a weak leader.
We don't want to shut the government down. That's not our approach. But Republicans control the House, the Senate, and the presidency. If the government shuts down, it's their decision to do it.
But this is the continuing resolution. And it's going to happen. All these things that you want to do, there's no way any of them are going to be negotiated by the time this happens. And if you shut down the government, you last time, Democrats point out, you lose FEMA, you lose troop pay, you lose all these different things that are so important to Democrats when they're on the other side of this. If you're not going to get all these other things settled, you need to do the CR to get the government funded and then return to this and do it in the normal course of business for Congress.
And here comes the kicker. So there was a poll conducted by the New York Times and Siena. It goes like this. Views on whether the Democrats should or should not shut down the government if their demands are not met. When they polled the Democrats, 47% say shut the government down. 43% said do not shut the government down. When it came to independents, 32% say shut the government down versus 59 who say they don't want that. And then Republicans, 5% shut the government down and 92 say don't. So I think the numbers kind of tells you the story here. It's just fascinating seeing this all unfold. I mean, it's just every single day Democrats continue to make mistake after mistake. And nothing can really help them unless they decide to look in the mirror. Now, CNN, they're still obsessed with this video from the president. Here's Caitlin Collins, I think, getting a little disturbed that the president would post an AI video on Truth Social. She's just so, I guess, troubled by it. Take a listen.
Is that appropriate in your view?
Look, I think sometimes the president plays with the press like a little boy and a flashlight and a dog. And he's shining the flashlight here and he's shining it there. What he's saying is this offer from the Democrats is ridiculous. $1.5 trillion on top of funding that they already agreed to. That what they're asking for is completely ridiculous. It's disingenuous. And then for the Democrats to sit there and blame Republicans for the plight of rural hospitals is just so wrong. The problems with rural hospitals would be their policy, not ours.
But couldn't the president just say, these demands are ridiculous, and not post a video with Hakeem Jeffries wearing a sombrero and you know, putting that voice over Senator Schumer talking about people of color and immigrants?
I think he said that several times already. And then for them to come and not to make any really serious offer, why didn't they just say, look, let's just talk about these extra COVID-era subsidies, these extra subsidies that are costing some $35 billion a year. Let's make those just for the people who really need them. Let's go back to the original ACA and make this for people under 400%. They didn't bring a serious offer there. Look, in my estimation, Chuck Schumer wants the government to shut down to settle a political score.
Yeah.
So what do we have in the end? We have a Democrat Party who is losing the messaging battle as it pertains to this government shutdown. That's why the White House is able to push the term Democrat shutdown or the Schumer shutdown. Because at the end of the day, no matter which way you squeeze it, there's only 53 Republicans in the Senate, which means at a minimum, 6 Democrats are required to get the 60 vote threshold if you include the vice president. And Democrats They don't have the trust of the American people, let alone the trust of their own party. It's all bad for them, of course. And that's why I find this to really be an entertaining loss for them.
I would credit President Trump for calling us into the Oval Office yesterday. He's operating in good faith. There is no daylight at all between the President of the United States and the Republican majorities in the House and Senate. We're all united. We want to keep the government open. We have done our work. The House passed the bill. Bipartisan, by the way. We had one Democrat join us, okay? But they have to have 60 votes in the Senate. Chuck Schumer's got to release a handful of people to come along to do the right thing and keep the doors open for the country. What happens if they don't? This is really important. I mean, the markets will be rattled, I'm sure, because of the uncertainty that we don't need to be adding into this. You'll have a delay of the BLS jobs report is due October 3rd. That will be delayed. But importantly, real services, real benefits that the American people depend upon. Troops won't be paid. TSA agents won't be paid. The WIC program, the Women, Infants, and Children Nutrition Program, and other food services will be delayed. FEMA services won't be provided. We have 2 hurricanes off the coast of the United States right now. I mean, we're in the middle of hurricane season. This is serious stuff. And Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries are playing politics with all these people in the American People Services. And they're willing to do it for political cover. That's the game.
Yeah, so we showed you what the polls are, okay? And we got to see Hakeem Jeffries' reaction. I mean, this is a disaster for them, in my opinion. The government will shut down, but it's my opinion that they will have to sooner or later come to an agreement and focus on the big rocks that they really want to fight about down the road. Okay, now let's go to our next story, because this is interesting what happened this morning. So CNN did an interview with a cartel member. I guess he, what I would call coming to Jesus moment, where he did this interview to tell other people, don't join the cartel, don't do anything with the cartel, because once you're in, you can't get out, etc. And of course, CNN had to ask the question, is what the president doing, does it make what the cartel wants to do difficult? And I think we know what the answer is, but let's hear it for ourselves. Take a listen.
What is your motivation for wanting to talk?
Why I come to you?
Exactly.
What people listen, and I tell them it's not a life, it's not a good, it's not good, it's not.
Have you had to kill people?
Yeah, you have to.
And does that not weigh on you?
Because I'm not bad. I'm not a bad person.
You don't think you're a bad person?
I'm not a bad person, but I do what I have to, what I have to do.
Why do you say you do what you have to do? Couldn't you stop doing this?
No puedo.
You can't.
Ya cuando entras, ya no sales muchas veces.
Once you get in, you can't get out. Do you think what President Trump has been doing has been making your job tougher?
Oh, yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
But it's becoming more difficult, you think?
Yeah.
For now, the cartels are still at it.
Well, that is really good to hear that what the president has been doing has had a negative impact on the cartels. We know, I mean, technically, these people are terrorists, okay, next door. They've killed millions of Americans, no question. And I think Congress has been complicit in it to some extent, because they haven't really done anything about it until now. And I guess it just takes a change of president, a mindset. Now, what's fascinating when you're thinking about mindset and why, particularly Democrats don't want to do anything about crime, especially as it pertains to criminal illegal aliens and even gun violence for that matter. Look no further to what happened on Capitol Hill this morning with Senator Josh Hawley and the former deputy director for gun violence under the Biden administration, and what his solutions were to bring down crime if Democrats are back in control. Take a listen.
Comprehensive approach is defunding the police, which is what this says. The entire time. This is so typical of what the Democrats do now. After your policies have transparently failed and led to the deaths of millions of Americans, now you say you've never heard of defunding the police. Your own report recommends it on page after page after page. Let me ask about something else you say. Here's what you say we ought to invest in. Instead of funding the police, here's what we ought to invest in. We need to invest in programs that acknowledge the need for safe space initiatives led by lesbian, gay, bisexual, two-spirit, trans, and gender non-conforming people. What's two-spirit?
Well, look, I don't know exactly. You guys are pulling some interesting quotes.
This is from your report.
If you look at the report, the focus is on investing in violence intervention, outreach workers.
You say that you shouldn't invest in the police, but we ought to invest in two-spirit community programs that acknowledge two-spirit.
Look, we are not going to discriminate.
What is that?
We're not going to discriminate against any nonprofit. That
What is a
help us
two-spirit?
prevent violence in
What
our
is
community.
two-spirit? You say don't fund the police, but do fund programs that create safe spaces for two-spirit people. What is? I just want to know. I don't know what that is. I have no idea what that is.
Well, I honestly, I'm not completely aware of the language. Or
You
the
wrote the
spirit of how that was
report?
written.
Oh man, the things just continue to get out of hand in these hearings, and there's way more to it. But I think that is just another example. That was a report talking about how to minimize gun violence in America, and in that report it says to defund the police, and then go fund trans, LGBTQ, and all this other woke nonsense programs. I mean, if you just, it doesn't even matter what side you're on. If we would just go back to judging things based on results, that would be a better indicator to know if we're going in the right direction. We know defunding the police does not get us closer to the results we want as Americans. We know that. But unfortunately, Democrats still hold that belief dear to their heart, and they know it's part of the reason why they lost the election. Now, of course, you still have people who are in charge of these blue cities, like Mayor Brendan Johnson. So he was on CNN this morning attacking the president for not only trying to crack down on crime and prevent more gun violence, but keep these neighborhoods safe. Here's what he had to say.
This is absolutely appalling. This president is an unstable human being, and it's right for this moment to check him. And we're calling on Congress to do its job. There's no way that anyone in this country should be okay with armed, militarized troops being sent to cities. These individuals, these brave women and men who sign up to serve and protect this country, they do not do it with being deployed against American citizens and residents in mind. This is not only appalling, but this is, quite frankly, an egregious attempt to undermine the sanctity of our democracy.
Yeah, but how does he respond to cartels continuing to operate in his city? How does he respond to just criminal illegal aliens continuing to commit crimes in his city? And how does he respond to the fact that people in his city disagree with him?
People who are spreading conspiracies that are unverified are unwittingly, some of them are wittingly, propping up a defense for the defense team. And this is not my own thought. Another guy came up with this idea, and I thought it was brilliant that he mentioned it, and I think it's 100% true. If this shooter is the shooter, you are doing more harm than good by coming up with a defense attorney's arguments to create reasonable doubt. So therefore, you...
Miss Monroe?
Yeah, why this thing got you walking on? This thing got your dot walking on Route 52.
Yeah?
Yeah. They got sneakers. I'm like, he's walking on
That
Route.
must be Alfred. That can't be me.
I don't have Alfred on my 360. Yeah, he's not on my Life 360.
When the last time you did an update?
Who the fuck Alfred is, but okay.
When the last time you did an update?
This morning.
You need to do another one.
Oh, it says you're walking. Okay, hold on now. It's showing me your battery.
What my battery
Now
say?
the sneaker is gone. 73%.
The sneaker
So it ain't saying, it ain't lying. So you are walking on a route. Why it got me offline?
Check me, boo.
It got me offline.
You better check me.
I got check you out.
Check
Man,
me,
check
baby.
you. Well, I'm checking you for.
Check me, boo. I'm not walking.
They say you walking. The hell going on around these parts?
Virus.
No, I don't. Matter of fact, I'm up at the T-Mobile right now.
Better restart that mofo.
I restart. I do all that stuff. None of that shit work. Oh, God, I'm so glad to go home. Starving.
It's only 4:45.
Man, I'm so hungry. I didn't eat. The girl called out today, so I had to work clinic by myself. 3 for lunch. Stupid bitch, yo. What the fuck out my way? I'm gonna go home, put this steak in the oven. Alright, I was just calling to see if you was walking on Route 50.
Yeah.
You don't call me. I guess I'll just see you when I see you.
You better restart, you better.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm headed to T-Mobile now. See what's going on. I got, because even when when somebody texts me,
yeah,
these ads pop up. So I don't know what's going on. Even I get a text. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. All right, I'm later.
Okay, baby, later.
Later. Be careful. Hang up.
You hang up. I'm driving.
I'm driving too.
What you want me to damn do?
Hang up.
You hang up.
I'm driving.
I'm driving too.
So what you want me to do?
I don't know. First fight a boogaloo. Which one you want to do?
I don't know. Can't get a moment once I stop turning here. Coming out the garage, turning. Come on, it's so stink out there. It's stupid out there. Traffic is stupid. What the fuck are you doing? Oh my god, these people. Fucking idiots, you know? I want to cuss some people.